Hey guys, so we're back with another episode of Taco Imposters. Um, let's just get right into it. The week stuff, the movie of the week or movie of the year, whatever they call it. It is. Let's see. Google. We're googling it. Probably put it on something, but it is. Is it? We need 2005, right? Let me check. 2000. Let me just look up 2004. I believe I'm 99% sure I did 2004. Yeah, 2005. So the big events were, and they would be election. The beginning of the year saw the re-election of Tony Blair's Labour government for a historic third. For what? Oh my God. Tory leadership, London bombings, bird flu, Hurricane Katrina, and Trafalgar 2000, whatever that means. Now the song. Come on. Top. Well, song of 2005. Let's see what it is. It's apparently We Belong Together by Maria Carey? Okay, never heard of it, but okay, let's see. Never heard of it, so I don't know. Never heard of her either. I mean, I never heard of it, so I don't know. Let's go to see the top movie of 20. Was he 2004? Oh 04. Or 5. Oh 05. Oh 05. Go to IMDb, top 50. I'm gonna take IMDb. They're top 90. They're top 50. Yeah, I'll take top 90. I don't care. 2005. Okay. So that would be, and I quote, it is. Okay, let's go from the beginning. 2005. Okay, so we'll go to the top 10. We'll say, I got a movie to talk about. I just found it. House of Wax, number 10. Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and Okay, talk about that movie for a second. Not the movie we're going to talk about, but let me talk about that movie for a second. Actually, not a bad movie. It's not good. By any means, it's not good. But it's a decent movie. It's a ripoff of, like, there's a like a magical spiritual being, and I don't know. It's a religious movie. So if you ever watch it, it's a kids movie that is that has subtitle sub what do you call that? Subliminal, not subliminal messages, bad ways, but just like subliminally, like, oh yeah, it's religious if you watch it because Aslan's Jesus, and anyway, Aslan's Jesus, Jesus resurrects, stuff like that. Anyway, great movie. Every other subsequent one, people tell me it's crap. People like the third one, which is the Voyage of the Dawn Trader. Nobody like Prince Caspian Voyage of the Dawn Trader, but they don't like the second one or any of the others. There's like another one, maybe I don't remember. The Island, number 8, The Island. Number 7, King of Heaven. Number 6, Fantastic Four. Oh God, people said the movie's awful. Number 5, Crash. Number 4, The Walk the Line. Number 3, King Kong. Number 2, Batman Begins. And number 1 is Star Wars Episode 3. It was the one that I liked a lot. I liked 2 the best as a kid. Let me be honest here. I liked 2 as a kid. But the reason I liked 2 is because I was just that kid who was like, look, okay, F11. Star Wars Episode 3 because it was so like, ooh, look at this. Oh, there. I liked it because it was very good in terms of like, look at what I can do, right? Look what I can do. It's like it's great. Look at me. It's like, well, it was like a good end to Star Wars. It was a good this, that, and the other thing. It was good. I liked it. I personally don't think it was great, but it was good. One, it's still my favorite. Definitely. I'm with John Tron. 'Cause I watched a video and it was John Tron basically talking to James Rolfe, and he was like, "Look, one is not as bad as everyone says it is. It's the best of the three because two is sad. It falls through my hands. What are you talking about, Hayden Christensen? Sand. It falls through my hands. What are you saying? Anyway, it's not the movie I want to talk about, but anyway, it's a good one. The Amityville Horror, Harry Potter, and the Goblet of Fire. Oh, Goblet of Fire is a good one. Goblet of Fire is a good one. Harry Potter. I can talk about that one for a while too. Doom, the movie with The Rock. Oh God, people said it was weird. Sin City, okay. Man of the House, Munchie, Munich, Into the Blue, Memories of Gosh, or whatever. Okay, let's get to the point of the one I wanted. Green Street Hooligans. I was trying to see if there's anything else I know. Not really. Just Like Heaven. Not really. Hitch. Dukes of Hazzard movie. Oh yeah. I think it was a Dukes of Hazzard movie. Okay, I want to say this right now. It was very much like the because I can see it right now. I'm staring at the actual Dukes of Hazzard first season, but I lost the first, missing the first tape, but the first disc. But anyway, I'm looking at it and I'm going, okay, look, right? I'm staring at it, and what's happening is next near it is the Beverly Hillbillies movie, and terrible movie. It had what's his name in it? Um, what's his name? Guy from Home Alone 2, Rob Schneider. Schneider in it. Oh God, I'm not gonna go there. It was a bad movie. My friend saw this one. He didn't see that one. Or he did. He did. He did. He saw that one too. He saw both of them. He saw Dukes of Hazzard and Beverly Hillbillies. Crap. Both were garbage. But both are garbage in relative to their counterpart movies, right? Or TV shows, right? The counterpart TV shows relative to them, they're awful. But if you took those out of context and said, here's a movie. This has nothing to do with anything ever. I think a lot of people would say, oh, it's not bad. Because that's nothing to do with anything. Hard Candy. Herbie Fully Loaded. Oh, God, that's a terrible movie. With Lindsay Lohan. Weatherman. Yeah, okay, let's get to the point. The point of this was, it was the movie I wanted to talk about that I just found was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Okay, so this is what we're going to get. And in my opinion, it's not a bad movie by any means. It's just you compare it to the original, and you're just like, no, 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 no. The original is so much better. And you're like, well, yeah, well, duh. Kind of like, well, duh. Everybody knows that. And so it's like, well, yeah. Look, people, it's not a piece of trash, but it's not exactly, a movie you're gonna go 5 stars, Oscars every day, every character, every Oscar ever for every award ever. It's like, no, stop, please stop. But I do think it's a good movie. I just don't think it's like the best. It's definitely a movie you'd watch like once every few years and be like, okay, I've had my fill for like 5 years, whatever it is, which is fine. Which is fine. I do that a lot with a lot of movies. Not that, not that I, you know, hate this movie. And it's a movie I'm gonna watch like once every 5 years. But I'm not even kidding. The last time I watched it was probably like 3 or 4 years ago. I did not watch it last year. I know that for a fact. I did not watch it last year. I might have watched it in 2017, but I doubt it. And I think it might have been like 15 or 16 when I watched it last. not a bad movie. It's just not. Also, again, relative to the book, okay, relative to the book and the first movie, it's garbage. Don't compare it relative to those things, and you're just like, oh, it's fine. It's a fantastic, fantastic, fantastic movie. I think so. Johnny Depp is great with that one kid from Arthur and the Invisibles, with like the grandparents, with parents, with which is weird because I believe in the book there was no parents, or there was no father. The father just kind of like up and died, something to that effect. He up and died or something. I don't remember, but something to that effect. Because in the first movie, it was more. That's the thing. Each movie had their like good like. Okay, this is closer to the book, and then the other one would be like, well, this is closer to the book. Like Willy Wonka looked more like the first movie, but there were songs in the second movie that were in the book. So little things like that. And the history of Oompa Loompa Land, Loompa Land, I think we call it. I mean, I'm not gonna go there with the whole like this is a terrible movie or a great movie. No, I don't think it's that amazing. Okay, yeah. So, but I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's very, very, very. But it's a great movie. It's a great movie. I like it personally better than the other one. Let me be honest with you. I realize the other one is better, but I personally like it better. It's like saying personally I like Android better, but I think iPhone is a better phone and a more popular phone. I like Windows way better. But if you told me some statistic like 99% of computers are Macs, I'd be like, oh, okay, sure, more popular. So, which is false beyond belief. But as far as I know, it's false beyond belief. It's like a quarter are Macs, a quarter are Macs, more than half or more than a quarter are PCs, and then you've got like the very small majority of people who are like, no, I want to run my weird Linux distro that I love so much, whether that's Ubuntu or Mint or those other ones optimized for gaming and optimized for this and the other thing. But um, you know what I love? Okay, you know what I loaded last night? You know what I loaded last night? I loaded. I got a virtual machine, right? And I was like, okay, let's just run virtual machine, right? And I was like, okay, whatever. So I had a virtual machine, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna look up some Linux distros, right? And I was like, oh, yeah, Linux distributions. Okay, so there's like Mint, you got your Solus, you got your Solarius, you got your Ubuntu's, and I'm like, okay, great. I remembered that I saw a video once of a computer running Hannah Montana Linux. I was like, can I get that working? And I got it working, and I tried it, and I was like, this is the weirdest thing. This is so bizarre. Oh, it's so very bizarre. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just so bizarre. I kept saying to myself, maybe it was 5 times ago, why does this exist? Hannah Montana distribution of Linux. What the heck? Why does this exist? And it's like, well, it exists for those weird people who wanted a Hannah Montana distribution to sell a computer. Basically, what you do there is you theme your computer as Hannah Montana, right? You target it towards like 12-year-old girls, and then it's like, oh, okay. And every 12-year-old girl under the sun is just like, yeah, it's great. They'll want. Same way if you did it like for Justin Bieber or for the Jonas Brothers or for Big Time Rush or for whatever, Backstreet Boys or NSYNC or something, you'd have every 12-year-old girl from whatever era, 90s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, like mid 2000s, mid 2000, right? You'd have them all like fawning over your computer. You'd be like, oh, I want this computer. I want a Justin Bieber themed computer. It's like, why? This is so stupid. But in retrospect, you would sell so many. Anyway, back, back to the movie. It's very dark and very bizarre. It's a Tim Burton movie, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, it's Tim Burton. So let me grab this and see if it's Tim. If I'm all right or not. Am I correct? Whoopsies. I believe it's a Tim Burton movie, so it's very bizarre in terms of. Not that it's a bad movie. It's just very dark. So if you don't like a dark, if you don't like things, basically, to to what's the word I'm looking for? If you don't like things, if you don't like something that's like very nice and clean to be now dark, to now be just dark, then it's not the thing for you. But it's not the worst thing ever. I'm looking for it. See here now. I'm looking to see if it's. What's it? Sure. Come on. I think it's working. And the funny thing is, the first one's called Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, right? Right? It's about mostly about Charlie. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Director Tim Burton. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, right? Second one. He's about Willy Wonka. It's his backstory. It's his like, look at what I've done. My life is hell. My life was weird. My life was shit. My dad doesn't love me. All that kind of stuff. My dad's a dentist, so dentist. He's like, so it's like, I don't like candy. If you want to eat candy, you get out of my house immediately. Candy rots your teeth, your body, and your mind. Your teeth, body, mind, and soul. What are you, stupid, Dad? Every other kid I know is allowed to have candy. Yet I have to endure the suffering hypocrisy of you and your. You probably eat candy too, you hypocrite. Whatever, I don't care. I'm just saying, like, it's very. Oh my god. Then he meets his dad at the end. It's what's his name? It's Christopher Lee. It's funny because it's Christopher Lee, and you're like, why? Why is he in a weird Tim Burton Charlie Chocolate Factory movie? But hey, I don't care. But anyway, so he's like, oh my god. You almost want to be like, oh my god, really? Yeah. Okay. And anyway, it's very good at the end when he's just like, because basically what happens at the end is it's not like the first one where everyone's just like, what a cliffhanger. You didn't tell us anything. Because basically, if you've watched the first Charlie Chocolate Factory movie, right, or Willy Wonka Chocolate Factory, you get Charlie going, okay, so he basically goes into the elevator with Willy Wonka and his grandfather, and they blast through the roof, and they're just like, okay, great. Now what? And he's like, you get the factory, and we're like, I've clicked every button, but this one. And then Charlie goes, okay, and then because he goes, want to smash it? He's like, okay, and it's like, and then he's just like, now what? He's like, you get the factory. I'm like, okay, calm down first of all, Charlie. Second of all, both him and the grandfather. Second of all, it was very like, okay, now what? You just gonna leave us hanging here to see whether they live or die? They could freaking die, bro. They could die. But the book gave us a second one. The movie didn't. So the book said, okay, here's Charlie in the Great Glass Elevator. If you haven't read Charlie in the Great Glass Elevator, I recommend reading it because it's really, really a good movie. Book. You should make a movie. I've thought about that before. I'm making a movie, so I thought about like making Charlie in the Great Glass Elevator or making um Charlie Bone or something like that where I have no movies. But then I realized I don't got millions of dollars to go and buy the rights to these things. I don't have millions of dollars to buy the rights to these things to make movies. So, in my opinion, I'm like, you can go figure yourself. You can absolutely go figure yourself. No, thank you. No. I'm not gonna go buy them. No. But anyway, so second movie in the remake movie, which came out in 2008, 2007, 5. Oh yeah, 5. Right. Right. I'm thinking this is 2000 and like 8. You know. Then I just realized movies. So anyway, long ago, 15 years ago, 15, 14 or 15 years ago. God, I'm so old. I watched it in theaters. That movie. I'm so old. I was like 6, I think, and I watched it 7. Oh my god, old. But anyway, so what was I saying? Yeah. So I saw it in theaters, right? And so the thing with that movie is, it was a very good. It at least gave something at the end of the movie. It's like, hey, you don't die. The grandparents come on the thing, and then they he meets his father. Willy Wonka meets his father, and then Charlie gets a factory, and then we all sit on in front of the table, and they're eating like Thanksgiving dinner, right? Thanksgiving dinner. So it's like, which is good, I guess. And then basically we feel that like Willy Wonka's dying, basically. I think he finds a gray hair and he goes, "Oh no, please no." Which is fine, but that's not gonna kill you. But that is like the realization that he's like, okay, I'm dying. I better find somebody to take my place, or I'll just be like, whatever. So that's not a bad ending to the movie. It's pretty good. Pretty good. I mean, it's not the greatest ending. Could have ended it a little bit better, but you could have done like the book and got us to freaking space. But hey, read Charlie and the Chocolate Elevator. It is a fantastic, phenomenal book. Twice, I think. I started reading it again because I was like, oh, it's a great book. But anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so that's the movie of the week, which was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. It's a good movie. It's not the greatest. The first one's better, I think. The first one's better, but I like. I know it's like saying this movie or this video game or this book or this board game or this TV show is absolute garbage, but I love it when I think about it. Like, oh yeah, no, no, no. I see the first one as so much better. I just don't like it as much. So that's my spiel there. Um, moving on. I just what was it, 2 days ago for Thanksgiving? Because on Monday, or this week, last weekend that passed, was Thanksgiving for us, and and Thanksgiving for us was we ate our Thanksgiving turkey on the Monday. So so I had some nice turkey. It was we tried deep frying turkey, and I don't. I thought it was actually really good, but I just was like, I don't really want to do this ever again. And we barbecued because I took the turkey, right? We took the turkey, we cut off the legs, and like it's hard to explain with the leg basically, and we barbecued them. No, we fried them. Sorry, we deep fried them. We have a deep fryer now. And then we took the breast, like the body, the carcass, and we barbecued it, and we were just like barbecued them is dry, not too horrible, but dry, slightly dry. And the deep fried ones were good, but they were like, I don't really want to deep fry a turkey. Thank you very much. You usually deep fry the whole turkey, but anyway, I'm not gonna go there. That's not what I came here for. Like I was talking about this more. But yeah, so we did that. We had our cranberry sauce. We had our vegetables, whatever. It was fine. It was good. But I was kind of like I really wanted a classic turkey, but whatever. Anyway, that's not the point. The point was on that day, on Monday, for Thanksgiving Monday, I picked up a Roku, not a Roku. I picked up an Amazon Fire TV stick, a regular one, and I've been using it for like 3 days now, 2 days now, 3 days now. Oh, I like it a lot because it has a lot of these like built-in things on it that are just like, wow, that's great. Like I can watch YouTube on my TV. I can go and cast my thing to my TV. I can do this. I can do that. I mean, it's fantastic what you can do with this TV. It's absolutely amazing. You can get games, watch let's say freaking streaming services like Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hulu, um, Tubi TV. Oh, it's great. You could probably, maybe, I don't know, but you could probably get stuff like Disney Plus when we have Disney Plus, like when we get Disney Plus on the when it comes out on the 12th, November 12th, I think, 11th, 12th, something like that. So it'll be great. I think Disney Plus is going to be amazing too. So I've already done a thing on what Disney Plus is going to have. They basically made a Twitter thread of like everything they're going to have on Disney Plus, which was like, oh god, it's like 600 and something things. Surprisingly, they're not going to have um They're not gonna have the Marvel MCU at launch. Which people are like, why are you not putting the 22 Marvel movies on Marvel 22 Marvel MCU movies on Amazon on Disney Plus? Like, why? Yet they're gonna have all the movies with Disney in the name. So like those stupid movies like Jimmy Ding Dings and the Wing a Ding Dings, Jimmy Himmy and the Wing a Ding Dings, or whatever they want to call it. Little Jimmy finds a frog. Whatever it is. Stupid, stupid ones are going to be on there. They're going to have the all the Simpsons. They're going to have all the Pixar movies. They're going to have any movie with Disney in the name. They're going to have Disney classical movies, which are everything before like 80, 80 maybe 70. I think it's anything before Jungle Book, like Jungle Book and earlier, maybe, or Black Cauldron and earlier. Whatever. There's a date. There's a date that goes anything before this, which is classic Disney. Which is cel shaded. Has to be cel shaded. Like it doesn't have to be. It can be made by Disney, I think, not Pixar, I think, and it has to be cel shaded, I think. All the things you can put into the vault, which doesn't really exist. It's just a place that they. This is a word they use to be like, hey, look, we're taking this movie away, so buy all the movies up you want now. Whatever. Whatever. I don't know. I don't care. I will re-release it in 5 years or 10 years, and you'll love it. And here's a remastered digitally 4K Master Ultra Super 850 million K Dolby perfect audio and color reproduction amazing. Oh, whatever. They always do that. They're like, and then they would show me the. It would always be like this, okay? They have the two movies side by side, okay? Like two movies side by side, and then they say, "Here's the original," and then they say, "Here's the new one," right? And they would go, look at the color difference. It's been remastered. It's great. And then because they'd open the first thing that would happen in the commercial is open the vault, come out the movies. They'd go okay, so like movies, right? So it'd be like the two movies would be called side by side, and then they go, here's the original, here's a new one, the remastered. Remastered is so much better. Buy the remastered, and everybody's like, okay. And then the vault, they do a little bit of like share the magic, and they do a little bit of spiel of like these guys, like what the movie's about, a little bit like do a little bit of like whatever, whether it was Lady Tramp or Snow White or Pinocchio, whatever. They'd be like, bam, boom, Little Mermaid, bam, boom, bam, 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 and then they go and get it before it goes back in the vault. And then they go into the vault, and the door would close on the vault. And they'd be like, done. Be like, wow. And you'd be like, mommy, I better buy the movie before it goes back in the vault. And your mom would be like, Jimmy, we have like 7 copies of that movie. And you're like, oh. Okay. Because they remaster movies all the time. So you have the classics, you have like the collector's editions, you'd have the silver editions, the gold editions, the diamond editions, the platinum editions, the the 60th anniversary, the collection. Disney was the greatest person for making remake movies. They were the first people to really go Snow White, Seven Dwarfs back in the 30s, 40s. Now is going to have a movie again 5 years later, again 10 years later, because we're going to be the first guys to say you want to watch this movie again. So yeah, I have a Amazon TV, Fire Stick TV, a Fire TV stick, and I like it a lot because it does everything. It does all the things I'd ever want it to do, and more. So yeah, I mean, it does it and more. It does everything I would want it to do and more. So it's like, oh great, it works really well. Like I can't wait to actually use it for like because basically what we want to do at my house, my family wants to get rid of cable and they want to put like Amazon Fire Stick because we like what's the options? So the options are like get a streaming service or pay for more streaming services. Which we'd have to do anyway on Amazon Fire Stick, but at least we can like some of the free ones. So the free things like the newses and the sports and the TV movies and the whatever and the streaming services that are free. But it's like so get a streaming service, pay for more streaming services, which would add up eventually. Right? They'd add up, and you'd be like, oh no, you'd be like, oh god, no, I'm paying more than cable, whatever. Get an Apple TV, which is like, it's expensive. You need to pay for stuff. There's fees, whatever. Get a Chromecast, which you're limited to what you can broadcast on your TV, which is fine if you have like Netflix or Amazon Prime Video or like Disney Plus or like whatever. You can like stream it, which is fine. And then there's stuff like get a Roku stick, which people don't recommend, or a Amazon Fire Stick, which people recommend. So hey, I mean, look, do I care really? Not really. I was like, get a Fire Stick. I'm at a, I was at Walmart looking for Amazon Fire Sticks. The guy comes up to me and my mom and goes, "Don't buy, don't, what you got, what you doing, guys?" And it's like, we're looking for this, and he's like, "Don't buy a Roku." It's like, why? And my mom goes, "Why?" Like that condescending tone that your mother uses when she's talking to you, like, "Why? What have you done?" Like, She goes, "Why?" And he goes, "I work with this. They crap." I'm like, "Tell me, explain to me what is good." And he goes, "Oh, I'll look for an Amazon Fire Stick." And he's like, "Man, you couldn't get an Amazon Fire Stick, but I wouldn't really recommend an Amazon Fire Stick. Buy what I want, what I provide." I was like, "What are you providing?" He goes, "I'm providing a box, basically, or whatever it was he was saying." My mom took the card down, and it was basically he provides some sort of box, like a Skybox or a Amazon Fire Stick, basically, and um, he provides IPTVs, which are internet provider TVs or internet provided TVs, something like that. Services for that and this, that, and it's fine. I don't care. 'Cause he's like, lots of people IPTVs, they're trying to sell them in Sweden and Holland and all these places, and I'm like, illegally, right? With lots of what am I gonna say? With um lots of like viruses, basically. I'm like, okay. So you're telling me you're not gonna have viruses, kind of thing? Whatever. I don't care. He's trying to sell like Apple, like these TVs, and he's a sketchy guy looking too. He looked like he's like the. It sounds just like it's like somebody coming up to you going, "I got the drugs. Don't worry, I got the drugs." It's like, or not even I got the drugs. It's like, hey, want to buy some drugs? Or like like walking into an SSIQ, right, where they sell weed, right, and then somebody comes up to you and goes, "This stuff's crap. This stuff's garbage. I got the good drugs. Follow me in the back. I got good drugs. Come to my van in the back alley, and I'll sell you the good drugs." It's like, yeah, I'm gonna believe you, who just came up to me and said, "I have the good stuff." No, it's bizarre stuff, and I don't know because I asked my mom. Because my mom had this same experience, back in like the like the mid to late '90s, where it was like basically it was, or even early 2000s, it was you bought a box, and the service guys would come, install it, whatever, blah blah, blah, leave. But every so often, every like maybe 6 months, they would scramble your whole TV, so you have to pay a fee for them to come to you and get your TV back. It was a small fee, but it was a fee nonetheless. Let's say it was even like $1, right? You do that like every 3 months, and that's like it's like $4. You can get a lot of money out of people. It's probably more like $10 done every 6 months. So or it's probably like $10 done every 6 months, $10 done every 3 months. So that's $40 times like 1,000 people. That's 40 times 1,000. Add two more zeros to 40. That's $400,000. No, it's not. Wait, that's not right. $4,000. I think. Is that right? Yeah. No, three more zeros. That would. I'm so confused. Let's try. Let's say 4,000 people at $40. Minimum of 4,000 people at $40. Calculator. Yeah. Minimum of 4,000 people. 7 people times 40. 160,000. That's a lot of money you can get out of someone. So let's say 10,000 people at $40 is there you go. $400,000. That's a lot of money. God, that's a lot of money. Anyway, so it scrambled the thing, and so I asked her. That's not the same thing as when you like they'd come to your house and they'd like split your cable with like the guy next door, and she's like, no, 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 no. So this box wasn't illegal. Nothing about this box was illegal. It's just that this box was very. It was stupid setup because they were like, and now you have to have us come to you and re reload all your cable. And they're like, oh god, because my dad was about to buy it. My mom was about to get it, and my dad asked the right questions, and he goes, thank you very much, go home. So this is what this guy sounds like. He sounds like one of those people who's selling like a sleazy box, like some weird box from like not even China, from like somewhere in the Middle East or some weird African place, some this crazy bizarre like uh why would I buy from you? My mom asked one question, she knew immediately that's he's a fraud. He's doing something illegal. I said when I heard it, I'm like, yeah, he immediately it's legal. He goes, my mom asked one question. He goes, do you have a store? He goes, if I had a store, I'd be pretty stupid. Well, because you're doing something illegal, obviously. Done. I'm done. Done. I will never, ever buy from you. Ever. Just because you said that. I will never buy from you ever. So, yep. Hey. I think I was supposed to talk about this like 2 podcasts ago, or maybe even 3. Um, the Sony and Spider-Man and Marvel Fallout, as apparently they're trying to make deals. They're pretty much he's back in the MCU now, basically is what we know, which is good, I guess. But a lot of people are like, why didn't you just make the deal before? Why did you have to make a falling out in the first place? But it's apparently supposed to be now like 70-30 or something. It's bigger. Disney gets bigger. It's Disney, right? Yes. Because Sony was getting like 90% or something, 80%, and they were like, dude, come on, what's wrong with this? And it's like, whatever. I think that's what it was. Anyway, I don't know. They just pulled it out because they thought that they could do it themselves too. But if you ever watch any of the other Spider-Man movies, the Tobey Maguire or the Andrew Garfield, Sam Raimi or the other ones, you look at it and you go, oh, oh boy, like this, like they're not good compared to the Marvel ones. The Marvel ones are so much better. But I like the Andrew Garfield ones. The Andrew Garfield ones. Only saw the second one, Amazing Spider-Man 2. So I'm not sure if the first one was any good, but the second one was half decent. Okay, don't be wrong. I'm not with the crowd of people who go, this is crap. No, it's actually pretty good. It's just you're like, I didn't really care for it compared to the other one. The other one's good. I watched the first, the second, and the third of the Spider-Man, of the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans, and they're I think they're actually pretty good. I think they're pretty good. They're not the greatest Spider-Mans, but they're good. They're good, definitely. So, what was I saying? Yeah. So when you get to the Marvel, though, you're like, okay, this is so much better. This is so much better. You don't look like absolute garbage, right? Because you don't do the stupid things where you're like, look at me, look at me. There's supposed to be another sequel. We're just gonna leave you on a cliffhanger, like, because there's supposed to be a Sinister Six movie after Amazing Spider-Man 2, but that fell through. They never made one because they were bought by or were they made their deal with Disney at that time, and they basically were like, okay, well, no more Sinister Six movie that we were going to make. And Disney was like, no thanks, we're not going to make one. Okay. So we leave that one part in the third movie, or second movie, for a third movie, leave him hanging, which is stupid because you should have just made the movie that would, it's so dumb. But the thing was, they had a new cast for Spider-Man. They're like Tom Holland Spider-Man. We don't want no Andrew Garfield no more. Which I never knew both of those people were British. I didn't know that. Tobey Maguire not so much, but him, those two, Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland, apparently. Anyway, we have a new character. We have Tom Holland. No more Andrew Garfield. I'm like, oh, whatever. My mom saw Andrew Garfield at a It was like a grad ball at a university. She worked at a university and grad ball, and he was walking in for Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 2. So anyway, that's beside the point. But like, yeah, so, like, no more Andrew Garfield. Okay. So that's why they probably didn't get their third movie with Amazing Spider-Man. Or just Spider-Man Homecoming and Spider-Man Far From Spider-Man Far From Home and Spider-Man Homecoming. Or no, sorry, Spider-Man Homecoming and Spider-Man Far From Home. Which I don't know. I saw Homecoming and I was like, it's okay. I was like, it's good. It's definitely better than the others. It's not even close to being anything that's bad or good. Like, it's not even that great. It's not a bad movie. It's not a bad movie at all. It's just not particularly the greatest movie you'll watch. So I'm like, in retrospect, I look back and okay, which is fine, which is fine. And then he's in like three of the four of the Avengers. Avengers just becomes this weird mismatch of here's everybody smash into this movie. Where the first one was more like here are the four characters or five, whatever they are: Hulk, Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, um, Black Widow, what's his name, Hawkeye. And we're all gonna fight these things together, and we're all like, okay, great. And then the next one is like, let's add some more characters, and then the next one will add some more characters, and then by the last two, which were Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, we're like, let's smash as many characters as we can into this movie because that's the story of Thanos saga is. They're like, oh yeah yeah, because the Thanos saga, well, the Thanos saga, lots of characters fighting Thanos. Because there's the Infinity War saga, and then there's the there's another one. Oh gosh, oh man, it's the Infinity War saga, and then there's like the whatever. There's another saga that they can do. So they're probably gonna do that one and then be done for a while. I hope, because I'm just so fed up of movies. Which director said it was Martin Scorsese? I think he said. Right? I think he said these are not movies, and I was like, okay, of course. He basically said these are not movies. These are like spewing out the same crappy crap all the time, and I'm like, sure. The only thing there is you're comparing it again, relativity, relative to the movies you made, okay, or the movies you loved watching as a kid or as an adolescent or as an adult or as a or films you like make, right? So you're looking at it and going, yeah, but that's only because you love the movies you made and watched, and you think this generation of movies is absolute garbage, and you're like, or at least for superhero movies, which I agree with him in certain ways. Like, okay, yeah, they're not, platinum grade, Oscar-winning masterpieces. But guess what? The most, the highest-grossing film in history is. It's not Titanic anymore. It's not Avatar anymore. It's Marvel Avengers Infinity War. Like 19 billion or something? $20 billion? It's insane. And that's a what? That's a superhero movie. So I think it's Martin Scorsese anyway. Martin Scorsese might want to calm down and rethink what you're saying. But again, it's relative to what he's made and watched. He's a director. He makes the movies he likes making. He thinks that that's classic, like classic cinema, right? And again, cinema is such a stupid word because it's like, what does that mean? Cinema compared to a movie compared to like theatrical compared to all these weird words. You're just like, what does that mean? Anyway, I don't care much about it, but anyway. So on board the thing. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I don't think they're any they're Oscar winning masterpieces, but they're not bad. Anyway, I hope I never get to be that kind of director because I want to be a director, but making movies, but I hope I never become that director who goes snobby like, "Oh, my movies are perfect. Every other movie's a piece of garbage." Or every movie or after this date is a piece of garbage. After my generation of movies where I watched them as a child. As a young child, I watched all of these movies, and anything past this is a piece of garbage. Because he probably even has a date he can say anything past this is not good cinema, or in this genre, anything past this or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not bad. I'm just saying, like, come on, people, calm down, calm down, and and you know pick it up and say they're fine things to watch. It's just they're not good movies as great cinema. They're not great cinema movies. I don't think so. They're okay. They're fine. They work. But they're also very like, ugh. I don't love them. I've seen like of the 22, I've probably seen like 5, which is kind of sad, but it's also like it's pretty much the same thing. Maybe 10, maybe 10. So, I mean, hey, I'm not saying I'm not saying that because like they're awful movies. Never watch them, but I'm also not saying oh, they're masterpieces. But I'm no, I'm saying that just because like I just don't care. I knew people who cared. People like my friends. I knew friends who cared. I knew people who cared. I just was not that person. Me, I had some friends who loved it, like were core people and watched every single one. And then I had other people on the other side going, my best friend, two best friends. One loves them, the other one's like, meh, I might go see it, I might not. I like comedies better, so if it's if it's if it's a great, nice comedy that isn't a rehash of the same thing, then you're like, really? The comedies are a rehash of the same thing, same stupid jokes with the same stupid this and the same stupid that and whatever, which is fine, but whatever. I'm not gonna go there. I'm just saying that's my opinion on superhero movies. They're not great. I kind of agree with Martin Scorsese in terms of look, they're not platinum Oscar-winning movies, but they're good movies. And it's like, yeah, I guess. So I think that's gonna be it for now, guys. So adios.